Welcome back to the Valorant Midwest Showdown. Game number one was long, bit grueling, and incredible. Game number two, I hope it can be the same. Vincent alongside Sparky once again to bring you all the action.
Yeah, we actually will be following same law for our game too. They will be going against Team Ancient, so I definitely expect to see a really great game.
Yeah, Group B is where we continue with. But before we get into more Group B action, I want to tell you a little bit about Gamer Advantage lenses. They're clinically proven to improve sleep, reduce glare, headaches, tired eyes, digital eye strain, which if you are looking at a computer screen a whole lot, you know a whole lot about because that can get very frustrating. You can visit Gamer Advantage at gameradvantage.com to find out more and check out some of the awesome lenses that they have to offer. In addition to that, $5,000 Valorant Midwest Showdown is brought to you by Community Gaming. They run weekly tournaments for games like Valorant, Apex Legends, Super Smash Brothers, and a whole lot more. You can check out Community Gaming at communitygaming.io to see what they have on offer, as well as any of the awesome stuff there on their website. Make sure to check them out. Once again, that's communitygaming.io. But Sparky, with everything like that out of the way, Samelol, yes, we are following them into Team Ancients. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this team?
Yeah, so Team Ancients, they have a couple of players that have some experience before the roster. Will be Swag Bob, Scratch FPS, Shock, Krieger Plays, and Grifty. We haven't seen them play at necessarily the same level in some other tourneys or in regular like nursery tourneys or anything like that on as much of a basis as players like Ohio, but still teams that could definitely rival same law, just as we saw in our last map. And for our map, we will be heading to Icebox, where Team Ancients will be attacking first. A little surprised that we don't see that chamber come out from Ohio. I kind of like this chamber in the last game. You know, those alarm bots or trademarks, as you say, got a lot of space. They got a lot of information, but they're going to go with something a little bit more standard here with the double duelist, with most likely the Raze and the Sage as their single sentinel.
I'll be honest. I have a thought that I think Ojai went with the chamber as a bit of a meme, and they got pushed to their limit. Not that he played a bad chamber. I don't want that to be what you walk away with thinking, but he did. He wasn't as comfy as, for example, on the Viper, which he's going to be playing here. Oftentimes, we'll pick up the Jet, but we saw Duck doing a phenomenal job of that last time out, and it's interesting. We normally see the double duelist, right? In that it's the Jet and the Reyna, but Zaf is locked in with the Rays, and that can be an effective strategy, though certainly not the most common one.
Yeah, I mean, teams definitely still run it. It's not as common as Jet and Reyna, but still not completely unheard of. The Rays, I mean, it's a different type of play style of a disruptor, of a duelist that you expect. It's going to clear out space rather than just kind of peeking it, taking the aim battle, and possibly just missing out. You're going to use that Roomba in order to get space, try and clear that stuff out, or the nade. Say if someone's hiding behind generator on A site, something like that, that nade is going to come up huge for denying some sort of space. So into Icebox we are going to go, and I fully expect this to be a little bit more of a disciplined play. I think last time, I mean, we saw a couple rounds that would go for like 2 versus 4, and still the 2 would end out winning that round. It's a little bit more puggy. This, I mean, it's a map that everyone should be completely familiar with, something that's been out and played in NA for so long. Should be a great match to watch.
I do think it's interesting that Ojai is not playing the Sage. He does play the Sage often on this map, and that pushes Zero Data into that position. But either way, we're getting underway, and Duck taking some shots there with that Sheriff. He was picking up the Sheriff last time out on the pistol and does it once more. Ball goes up to try and buy some space, and well, it does deny at least one entry in towards the site, but Ohai has found success. That's some magical work there on the flank. He's got a double kill, 2 for 1. That is not too shabby, as it's Krieger who has a forward position here at A, but this is a very tentative position indeed, as he could be caught out at any time.
Doc. Oh, the shot's going wide, not going to land any of them as he has to reload the clip. Grifty's gonna take that kill for himself. E-Shot's gonna trade it back, but it's sight pretty much contained here for Team Ancients. They should be able to get that spike down.
And you would have expected Duck to find at least one of those, but that's a nice shot by Krieger, who's going to get the dismiss away as well. Heal is available for Zero Data, so he's going to pull that onto himself. But, you know, it's certainly not nearly as effective as it used to be, as well as slow. So, going to allow for time for the post-plant situation to be a little bit stronger. And so you can see Team Ancients all the way back in positions. And I'm sure that there's probably a nano swarm or two committed on towards the spike. Your data clearing out angles. Unfortunately, it's the wrong angles, but he hits the shot. What an outrageous turn of events. A Zero Data comes up big in the pistol round, finding both those frags in just a span of seconds.
What? How? Excuse me, the KJ maybe was angled, the camera was angled a little bit downward, so he didn't see the Sage until the last second, and the shots just whiffed. But holy, huge there from Zero Data on that clutch. Uses the zip line where he's not able to move much, but doesn't matter. He's got the movement, got the right click classic in order to clutch that one out for his teams. I feel like I could hear the sounds of his teammates screaming, because I definitely did. It's going to be a buy round into this next one for Samelol. Team Ancients, they took it slow last round. They're on their pistols, and it seems like they're still going to play that default.
Makes sense to me. Tagged down pretty heavily there is the Reyna. I don't know who quite did the tagging, but it doesn't matter. Ultimately, the same outcome. Zach is hearing some information. Zero Data up on the wall temporarily before Duck is able to find a opener. That one wasn't a headshot, but you don't need hit the head if you don't have any shields whatsoever, as is the case for the majority of this Team Ancients side. Tagged down there is Krieger as well, as Duck tries to find some of these openings. There's another one. New shots. And that's a pink canister out just in case. Team Ancients are getting pushed from every single angle, and ultimately they're not finding much success either, because it's a flawless victory for Samelol.
Yeah, it felt like Team Ancients, they push a little bit once the barriers fall, but Samelol, they put the wall up in mid, so they basically can't go there. There's so many people pushing them down on that A site. I mean, it's just typical stuff, what you expect when you are on an eco like Team Ancients was. They're going to be able to buy up into this next one. So far, we've seen them play pretty slowly, and Samelol are pretty ready to just fight firepower with firepower, take the fight to them and not give them a whole lot of space to work with. Looking to prioritize a mid here as a Viper could be able to lurk up. It's only the Sova there, so could be able to find some sort of space.
Big important round, obviously. Oh, here's Ohai doing a phenomenal job of being a nuisance. It's Duck who's actually going to collect both the frags anyway. It's one back the other direction on the A side of things, but Grifty is going to be good enough to find Duck before Ohai trades him out. So it's still a man advantage for Samelol, but it's certainly not the same advantage that they had just a few moments ago. Retrack. Going to be tracking his way in towards the site, throwing a plant down just for kicks. There's lots of utility coming in to try and deny that situation, but it's not good enough, as Grifty has found 3 kills. Not only 3 kills, but enough for the lockdown as well. That's going to keep Ohai out of this for a significant amount of time. He might just look to save a weapon if he's Ohai at this point, but either way, 33 health and a dream. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, 1 versus 2, time's ticking down. I think he's just going to try and go for econ damage at this point. 1 versus 4, Retrack's got the angle, and that's a clean shot from him. Looking pretty bad there early from Team Ancients, but they're able to stabilize, head over towards that A, get themselves a spike down, and the picks as well with that aggression and the KJ lockdown used. Big economic damage, though. You can already see it in their economy, those 3 light shields being the answer for all the people that they lost. Going into this next one, Duck has the operator now. Double duelist set up on this A site. That's primarily where Team Ancients have been heading. This one
Track them
shot to
down.
the body could definitely make Team Ancients a little bit more hesitant, maybe make them go
Scanning
towards that
ahead.
B, but Viper's been pretty good about locking that down that B main.
Certainly has been. There's a owl drone to sort of try and feel out what's going on. Ultimately, it's gonna actually not push them back. Zaf, the first one to find a frag, courtesy of the paint shells. Gonna try and take another fight. Unfortunately for him, it's Scratch who finds the victory. Spectre up close doing massive work. Thinking of Spectres, Eshots has one of those, and Swagbob is putting the plant down at the moment. Could go for the swing, but elects not to do that for the time being. It's 4v4, and it's a good timing as well. Samelol, they don't want to mistime their retake like Zaf did last time out. Big find there on the flank by Zero Data means that now not only a disadvantage, but everything falling apart for Team Ancients. Samelol on the gun round, kind of just taking names and shutting down Team Ancients.
Yeah, although Team Ancients were able to get that spike down, they weren't able to completely clear the site. You saw Samelol had complete control of back site there, and that just makes the retake so much easier. They don't have to expend any utility, possibly drop numbers, and clearing that back site, they only have to focus on what is ahead of them. The moment they killed that flanker, it was over and done for Samelol. 3-1. Going to be a save here for Team Ancients. The only one who has good amount of firepower will be Grifty, who decides to sell that gun at the last second, buy it back up just to make talk about it. But in the end, oh hi, this ultimate locks down A. Pivot over from B, but that's exactly where Team Ancients are heading.
Yeah, it's either a good read or a good reaction or just flat luck. No matter what, Team Agents are going towards the B side, and that is indeed where Ohai is not. Bladestorm is out, but oh, nice shot by Zaf. Attempt here by Scratch to fight things back, but he's not able to return fire. V-Track does hit his shot on this Sheriff, and on the run, can't
Yes,
quite
Spike.
find success. And yeah, that's a bit of an overextension, if you are being honest. And the Zero Data able to bring Duck back means that Team Ancients are sitting high and dry with only one player alive. What is this crosshair? Do you see this?
It's a box. It's
It's
just you
an
can't see the bottom, like right to, I think.
is it? Or,
Yeah, so
it's an
like
L for
the
the fat L's that Team Ancients.
I mean, that's a dub right there from Krieger. Gets at least a one. Unfortunately, won't be able to upgrade to the rifle. And we talked about how it might have been a good read with that Viper Spit. I'd say it's a decently good read. You lock down the A site, which is probably the site you want to go to whenever you are on that eco round. It's a lot closer angles. It's a lot easier in order to get those shots through. The B site, it's so open. Those rifles are going to be a lot better. Even the Sheriff will probably only hit for 145 unless you're decently close to them, and definitely an over aggression towards the back end. See our first pause of our entire tournament so far. I mean, we went to 42 rounds last time and not a single pause was used this time. Ancients a lot happier to just talk things through.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is definitely refreshing, right? I mean, listen, same old one. So I can't be too overtly critical there, but because it worked out. That said, I do think it's interesting that in that massive overtime scenario, neither team elected to take a single timeout. And this time, down 4-1, agents are like, yeah, let's take it. We don't need to get fancy. We're going into a buy round. What's been working, what's not been working. I think this is a really good decision.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so far, what hasn't been working, they've been going a little bit slowly. It's been giving Samewell a lot of time to clear out stuff. You see that Ohai is very comfortable just walking up B main by himself. Even in mid, Zero Data extremely comfortable with just walking up mid, putting that wall down. And the moment both of those things happen, it's pretty much trapped on site for Team Ancients. There's going to be 3 people on the A site to defend against this. It's a really hard ask in order to hold. So a little bit more slow with this one, but Duck definitely isn't. The initial peak is good with the dart in order to draw the crosshair. Krieger goes down, and it's an early man advantage for Samewall.
Look at Ohai. He's found himself in another nice little position. Unfortunately, for our Team Ancients, they've actually found the opening frag. Now, it is quickly answered back here, and Samuel still with a 4v4, but it just means that the defense has to spread out a little bit more. And high with this off angle, very strong. Gonna get that frag and also be able to fall back courtesy of the toxic orb. And never mind, he wants more. That's a cheeky little
I give it away.
little angle, indeed. But it's been pushed out. That's unfortunate. The owl drone finding the success. It's now zero data being pressured on the site, and Retrack has that frag. So this is looking good for Team Ancients, especially considering that they've invested. Oh, never mind. They invested the Viper's Pit, but it's going to be the paint shells that come out in the showstopper to follow it up. This is nasty work. Now, granted, there's a Hunter's Fury if they can get that plant down, but 18 seconds to work with ain't much in all honesty. And you can see that things are starting to get a little bit dire. Now the plant has to go down, and that's not going to happen. As long as these defensive players stay alive, in fact, it doesn't matter. They stay alive and find the frags. Samelol pushed to the limit, but still with the victory.
Yeah, huge paint shells there from Zaf. I mean, that's the power of that raise, right? You don't have to commit a player in order to denying something. You can just throw the paint shells in and of itself. Play towards B main. I mean, it definitely got Team Ancients on site. Definitely got their plant down, but so far it feels like Samelol. It doesn't necessarily matter if they get on site for Team Ancients. They play the retake game pretty well. Duck will be back on that operator for this next round. It's back to Sheriffs here for Team Ancients. They look to do some sort of econ damage, maybe try and prevent against a push. But Duck, I mean, this guy, he played so well last game. He's playing well this game. Gets Krieger yet again. It's not what you want to see from your Reyna player, right? Not able to create that space for your team, and it puts a lot of hesitation in Team Ancients.
Well, more than that, Team Ancient just unable to find much of anything there. Now, Zaf, yes, does go down on the exit, but he was tagged relatively low, and E-shots nearly able to find that on the jump. He's got it on the return, and they get a double just for good measure. 6-1. This is very, very quickly getting out of control for Team Ancients. They have been unable to do much of anything other than find that one round on the bonus, and they've been unable to answer elsewhere.
Yeah, I think you can see how confident Samelol are in this scenario too. I mean, Ohai, he's locking down this B main solo, and it feels like no one's really been able to kind of contest him and push him back very easily. And even the peaks that you're seeing from Team Ancients, they're looking a little bit deeper. They're expecting them to hold angles that are a little bit safer, but Samelol are right up into your face. I mean, look at Duck. He's on top of this tube. He's getting the pick, and no one's really able to pre-aim it. They're worried about other things.
This is a map that's all about protocols. And we've discussed how Team Ancients, they aren't necessarily the most experienced of team. And I think that goes into the troubles that they are having. All these players on the opposing side, whilst not all having experience together, all incredibly experienced individuals. And so that carries over in a lot of ways. Fantastic bait there off the back of the tap on the orb. Doesn't do enough to find Retract out, but it's quickly going to be Duck to do just that.
Spike garnered. I mean, Ohai is good about clearing his corners as well. We've actually seen Swag Bob make his way up towards mid, get a pick, but it's not enough. The spike is already down. They're not able to capitalize it at all. And Ohai, I mean, this guy's just going for more. This guy can take everything from your team.
Well, that's the danger of Ohai, and that's sort of, I guess, what I was kind of alluding to when I was talking about the chamber pick last map. I was thinking, that's just not the Ohai I'm used to seeing. I'm used to Ohai just kind of W king and playing with very little respect, whereas I think he was forced to on that Sentinel role. Either way, that's about then. This is now, and now Samelol have a really strong advantage. They've already gotten the half victory. What more can they find?
Yeah, I mean, they can find the rest of these rounds, I guess. It seems like they don't really have as much of a clear game plan. They're not able to contest these areas that are just so well locked down by Samelol. Zero data, He's been pushed down mid like every single round at this point. He's killing this KJ bot every single round, and it's just putting so much pressure in.
Spike
Team
down
Ancients are
A.
on a save, and they're trying to go aggressive, but Duck,
Last
the
player
3K, this
standing.
guy with an operator, just he's just insane.
Yeah, I mean, even when he gets a little bit too far forward and ahead of himself, like he did right there, it doesn't matter. He's already found 3 kills, and Grifty, good to find something, but honestly, lucky to get even that. Um, just because they were playing a little bit over zealous. Samelol looking to pretty much say that about this group stage. Victory in the first, Samelol.
Okay, Vincent. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I was not expecting that whatsoever, and it just caught me so off guard. Very much how Team
Uh,
Ancients seem to be playing with Duck on this operator. Heading towards this B. It's the double setup again. Duck is here. Everywhere the Team Ancients go, it really does feel like Duck is there. The setup with the Hunter's Fury. Duck is in position to strike.
okay, I think Duck got a little bit ahead of himself there. Goes for some ambitious shots, pulls out the operator, and this is more his style indeed. Not that the blades are not his style, but he definitely was not able to find the connections there early. But he shots his, and
Through a smoke, I believe, too. So that's an easy pick gained. It's probably some information that they're
There.
going towards this A side. I mean, you can already see the rotations. Duck has pushed all the way into their spawn. They know this A side hit is coming, and Team Ancients have no idea that their rotations have already come through.
no, that's the problem. Will this lockdown be anything
One
to work
enemy
with? Well,
remaining.
maybe. Krieger
Spike
has a
down
couple
A.
before he's
Oh.
taken out. As I say that, lockdown doesn't get anyone detained, but there's an opportunity here for Grifty to find success. Remember that blade storm, it's still think it's lacking a couple of
30
blades
seconds left.
in the pouch. So
Calling my bot.
ultimately, this spike could go towards B pretty easily.
Looks like it is. Heading over. Could plant on top, but doesn't know where anyone is. So that definitely will be a little bit less safe. Double molly's available, but it's a 2 versus 1. One of them's Duck. Still has the operator in hand. But they're going to split up. This is probably the perfect situation for Grifty in order to win out this 1 versus 2.
Certainly is. I mean, Duck, no more blades to work with. He's tagged down pretty low, but only bullets in the chamber, and Grifty can't even shoot one of them. Zaf gonna get that defuse with ease and put Samelol in an even better spot. It's 9-1 right now, and I just don't see a world in which Team Ancients can make this comeback happen, especially if they aren't able to pull back, a couple rounds here on their attack side.
Well, they do have 4 ultimates available, so it's definitely possible. I mean, this is the round to use it. Actually, maybe not this round. They are going to be going over towards a save, and actually maybe a little bit of a force buy. You see rifles in 3 people's hands, but they're going to sell them just as I say the cursed words. They look to get, hopefully preventing Samelol to get the 10, but I mean, really, the way that Samelol have been playing, their confidence, their individual plays, Zaf with this showstopper, just easily getting a kill onto retrack, it's all Samelol, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I think this kind of just honestly goes to show how impressive Nightblood performed in that last game, because, like I said, this is a situation where I wasn't expecting much, and I think there's a reason for that. The Krieger has had some really good shots, and that's one of them to shut down Ojai. And this Blade Storm's still out, trying to find something in the 3v3. All things considered, Team Ancient's not in a bad position. They should be able to group up and try to hit a site. The question is,
Yeah.
which site and which one's weak?
E-shots and undertube, man. This guy has come up with a lot. Team Ancients, and they're in a decently good spot, right? Everyone's pretty far back. Krieger's made his way into the kitchen on an off angle, sees the barrel, but Zaf, he does, gets the pick, and there it is. Team Ancients, yet another round for themselves, prevent double digits, and on a
Last
weak
round
buy as
before the
well.
switch.
Yeah, it took both the duelists to ultimates there, but hey, you know, you got to do something. You got to find success where it's at, and if that's what it takes, that's what you should do. 2 rounds now. A third would be very nice to find. They have those ults to work with too, so looks like this A push might be able to find some success.
Maybe, but there's 3 people here. Duck with the operator. It's definitely going to be a hard one. The last round was something we saw a little bit different from Samelol. They were playing more far back, and you can see once Team Ancients got that space, it was a lot easier for them. This time, again, Samelol, no respect. Oh, high and B main. The double push down mid to deny that space as well. Duck. Oh, the Hunter's Fury tags him up once, but that should be able to bail him out. No, they track him.
Yeah, a little bit rough on the movement right there. Zero Data gonna bring E-Shots back with the res, though. Whilst that's happening, Zaf falls and the pit comes to fruition. So these ultimates that we discussed at the beginning of the round working very, very well for Team Ancients, but it's still 3v4. Technically winnable scenario. E-Shots fires damage down range. It's gonna be a nice snake bite to deny entry for a moment. Oh, Swag Bob, you gotta be careful because if you go down, this entire situation goes down. And then E-Shots with the double. Oh, high taken out, but that means it's a 1v2 and Team Ancients are able to pull it back. That's magnificent. So 9-3, I said that things were looking bad if they weren't able to pull at least a couple of rounds out in the back end of the half, and they do just that. So Team Ancients are certainly not out of this yet.
And Swag Bob got accidented, I believe, through that smoke. It was just a spray through. I think E-Shots actually dropped into that smoke, fired through to kill one, and then the bullet just catch the 5 HP Viper towards the end. E-Shots has actually gotten a lot of kills through that Viper smoke, so good by him to just, I guess, have the game sense to know, hey, they probably are around here. Let me just spam that, get some damage in. With the side switch, Team Ancients will be on the defense, and interesting wall here. They definitely have the strats there. Let's see if they can play and prevent against the aggression that I'm guessing Samelol is going to come up with, because that's definitely what was characteristic of their defensive path.
Be on the lookout here. Very, very quick aggression there in the mid area. I like this strategy. It's become popular as of late. You know, it's one of the only, you know, adjustments to the normal strategy we've actually seen for Icebox for a while, and I think that's why I like it. It's worked magnificently, especially with Zero Data finding those couple of frags. It's all into Krieger, who's really far away, trying to.
Oh no!
These knives are defective. Change my mind. I think they both had defective knives.
I mean, obviously one of them isn't, considering he ended up getting the knife kill. But yeah, I mean,
punched him.
To you too?
Might as well. Might as well have punched him. That's what happened in my mind.
Hey man, don't give Riot ideas. They're gonna come out with a knife that's just a fist, and it's gonna cost like $50.
You're probably right.
Samelol, they'll pick up the pistol. A good fast mid to B play. The early spike plant and the pinch towards that kitchen area will secure them the round. They're gonna buy up. Team Ancients, although being down so many rounds, opt to not buy up, rather just save, and it's a rinse and repeat, baby. It's back to that mid to B split.
You gotta respect the save decision for sure. Nice shot there by Scratch. If he does fall for it, is trouble, but and I was gonna say Scratch still alive, but eventually he's taken out as well, and this is quickly everyone else falling to pieces. But I was gonna say you gotta respect the save call. The reason being is that obviously Team Ancients know this is a really tough comeback potentially, but they want to give themselves the best opportunity, and the best opportunity is having guns in their hands.
Yeah, they're going to have their guns here now. Krieger actually going to have an operator. I wonder if they're going to put that into Scratch's hands, considering I feel like Jet is slightly better at that gun, especially on this map where you can smoke and dash away. And with Krieger, you're going to need that kill in order to have that dismiss. But looking like they're just going to stick with this. Maybe Scratch, we're going to see some updraft plays and getting some damage that way. But another mid to be split, it seems like it could just be another rinse and repeat, but this time Team Ancients seem to be ready for it.
Oh, that's a massive amount of information based off that recon bolt. Samelol, they are running into a bit of a grinder there. 5 versus 3 as Scratch still applying pressure. This is beautiful from Team Ancients, just able to find so much success. And there's another one.
2 players left for Samelol. Make that 1. The shots is on the A site. I think they're a little bit wary of him. Someone's looking towards that now. It's going to be a retrack, but he's not quick on the angle. 1 versus 4, but now they know where he is.
There they are.
All right. That shot that obviously not good enough, and there we go. Finally taken out. So Team Ancients, they do indeed pull off the victory against the bonusing players of Samelol. And interesting that we're seeing a timeout after that victory. Maybe it's in anticipation of the fact that Samelol should be able to buy back in, or maybe they just need a moment to rethink, refocus.
Yeah, I think it's just a moment to refocus and make sure that they have all their bases covered for their defense, because every round from here on out is deadly, right? Same law, only need 2 in order to come back into this game. Team Ancients can't really afford to save this timeout or lose another round, so they're just going to take it here, talk things through, take a deep breath, and then they'll be able to be at full force in the next round. Hopefully stop the momentum here. See what's up as they look towards this.
Well, if they can stop the momentum, I mean, this round is obviously important because if you're able to win it, you're able to push a save round on towards Samuel, and then you could start to mount your comeback. That said, this is a tough task. We've seen only 2 total gun round victories for Team Ancients in this map thus far, and the other 2 rounds have both been against bonuses. So not a lot of positives to take away from that stat line, but it definitely is a good reason to think about it.
They faking a mid to B split? They still have a bunch of people lined up at the barrier, but the spike seems to be heading towards A. Yeah, they're faking this.
Oh, I like
The
it.
fake dash as well, but that draws rotations, and it's a push on to the A site.
It's going to be just the Jet here for now. Now, granted, they got to kind of pick up the pace. Same low. This is going to be found out. You see the rest of the team coming back in, trying for more zero data on the entry. Ohai pushing everyone back. That was scary, but Retrack has one himself. Zero data once again traded. So this is a 3v3. This is possible for Team Ancients, especially with Swagbob finding that successful shot. This retrack coming in. It's got to be Ohai 1 versus 3. He's got the first 2 quickly and easily, playing around that smoke, and it's good enough for the clutch. 1 on 3. Ohai doing the things that we just sort of expect at this point from him.
Yeah, you love to see it from Ohai. I mean, this man has so much experience. He's so good. Been in these situations before, and he knows how to play around these smokes. He knows how to regulate his fuel, and he knows how to spam through the smoke. Same wall comes up huge, gets to that match point, and Team Ancients no more in terms of timeouts. No more in terms of their money either. Krieger won't have armor. Swag Bob's only going to be with the Sheriff. It's make or break here for Team Ancients, and they're on the aggressive now.
Oh, nice opening frag, though. Krieger able to find that. And Scratch might find another one, but wow, heads up play from Zero Data to kind of understand where that player is and dispatch the defender with ease. There's Zav coming over the top, and it's not going to be ready. There's Krieger, who was low, already taken down. It's a Rez, though Grifty finding one back is not going to realistically make the difference. 2 versus 4, and Team Ancients have to go for it because this is match point.
And the wall down as well. I mean, this post plan is just so well thought through, except maybe for Duck with that smoke. The timing might not have worked out, but spam goes through anyway. This Viper Spit, I mean, it makes it so hard. Every single point of damage, you just walk through this.
Okay, maybe not. Oh, hi. That Viper Spit no longer a problem. And Grifty as well. Now Zaf 1 versus 2, but we've seen the clutches work so often, so consistently. But not for Zap. I mean, you gotta be frustrated at that one, haven't you?
The moment he peeks, just the spray from the zip line. I mean, Team Ancients will pick that up. I think those are maybe a little bit overzealous from Samelol. And the Viper definitely did not need to just push into screens like that. The timing didn't work out, but I'd still say a very risky play for not a whole lot of reward. But hey, they're up, what, 7 rounds at this point? I think they can afford to make a couple mistakes. Team Ancient definitely could capitalize. I mean, they have 5 ultimates in order to keep this momentum up.
I mean, yeah, there definitely is options here, and yeah, Samelol clearly getting a bit a bit far and a bit out ahead of themselves. As indeed, we're gonna see the early Viper spit to deny the A push. And actually, the Blade Storm out on the other side. Blade Storms for both teams as Hunter's Fury for Team Ancients is coming through. Ohai sticking around, staying alive in that Hunter's Fury rather. Tuck. Blade Storm. He's found that first frag with the headshot, but unfortunately for him, he's able to answer that call. So wall plant engage. There is space being made courtesy of the paint shells. It's a 4v4 as the Blade Storm of Scratch is not currently being utilized. There's one frag traded by Ohai on the Marshall. Gonna deny the fuse for right this moment. As the lockdown gets destroyed by the Hunter's Fury on the other side. It's a double kill with the Showstopper, and it's Ohai with the final frag on the Snakebite. Is whatever that round was. I think there was 9 ultimates that went through. It was ultimately Samelol's round and Samelol's game. Don't think they really took their foot off the gas at all there.
Yeah, I mean, even on their defense, you could see the experience shine through. You could see just how comfortable each player was playing individually, with Ohio over towards B main, locking that one down. The Sage over towards mid, locking that place down. A site seemed to be the only option for Team Ancients, but they got countered every single way that they went. And same law, 2-0 for the day so far.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I think that's I think that guarantees they get out of their group. That's group B. But before we get into those groups, we'll take a look at those in a second. Duck clutching up an MVP here again. This one, I'll say, well deserved. He picked up the one last map just by being on the winning team. But Duck was certainly a big fragger. Had a lot of big moments in this game, and honestly, you could say that though for the majority of same lull. As you can see, the scoreboard tells that story pretty darn well with 13-5, the ultimate winning score line for same lull. But before we go for a break here, let's go bring up the groups real fast and take a look at those because you made a good point. Group B, I think that does allow for Samuel to get out with 2 victories, if I'm not mistaken. I'm very curious to see who else is going to go out. Trade Like Pros and Nightblood Gaming. That's going to be a very interesting game. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I'm definitely
Yeah.
excited to see what that outcome looks like. Either way, we'll be headed to Group A next, if I'm not mistaken, with Fraggy Bag and Dynasty Farm Animals. But that'll be after we head to a break, which we will be doing in just one moment. So make sure to stretch a little bit, grab some popcorn, some snacks, some water, all that good stuff, and we'll be back with more Valorant in just a few minutes.
So let's look at it. Now, right away, opening up, we have a lot